Have you ever tried to learn a new language?
Yeah.
It can be like, trying to put together furniture with like one of those really bad instruction manuals.
Oh, yeah.
You've got all the pieces, right? You have all the words,
Right.
but you don't know how they go together.
Oh, yeah.
So today we're tossing out those bad instructions
Okay.
and talking about phrases.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we're diving deep into phrases
Sounds good.
because a lot of people learn tons of vocabulary words,
Mm-hmm.
but they still can't speak.
Right.
So why is that?
Well, it's because, vocabulary is definitely important. Yeah, you need to know words.
Yeah.
But fluency, it really comes from understanding how those words work together.
So you're saying it's like more about the connections between the words
Yeah.
rather than just knowing the words themselves.
It's like, think about it like learning to play the piano.
Okay.
You wouldn't just like randomly hit keys, right?
No.
You need to understand chords. You need to know progressions to make music.
Right. You have to understand like the theory behind it a little bit.
Yeah, you have to know how things fit together.
Okay. So how do phrases kind of become those musical chords for language?
Well, they provide that context, right? They
Well.
give you a natural way to absorb the language.
Okay.
So, for example, let's take a simple phrase like, could you grab the door?
Okay.
Now, a beginner might know the words grab and door,
Mhm.
but putting them together in that specific way, it reveals a deeper understanding,
Oh, interesting.
like politeness,
Okay.
word order,
Yeah.
and even that little like implied favor.
Oh, I see.
Like,
Oh,
could you, instead of just grab the door,
right. Right.
which would sound really rude.
It is almost like the phrase itself has these like hidden grammar lessons inside of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you're learning the rules without even opening a textbook.
Exactly, yeah. You're learning it organically through exposure, right? So
Right.
it's not like you're memorizing conjugations or like tenses in isolation.
Right.
You're seeing how they work in a natural way.
So give me an example of that.
Okay, so think about the phrase, I've been working here for 2 years.
Okay.
It's a very simple phrase,
Right.
but it packs in so much grammar.
Okay.
You have that present perfect continuous tense.
Mhm.
You have the preposition for, you have word order, everything right.
Wow.
All in this nice little neat package.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's less about like dissecting all the tiny grammar rules
Right.
and more about just like feeling the rhythm of the language.
Exactly, yeah.
But I mean, wouldn't you say that focusing on grammar rules specifically would give you a better foundation?
Well, grammar is definitely helpful, right? It
Right.
gives you that underlying knowledge. But with phrases, you're internalizing those rules implicitly.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
It's not like rote memorization of grammar rules. It's like you're picking them up naturally.
Okay.
It's like how kids learn language.
Okay.
They don't start with textbooks, do they?
No, definitely not. Yeah.
They learn by mimicking, they hear phrases, they repeat them.
So you're saying it's about training your ear and your brain
Yeah,
to recognize those patterns and just copy them.
exactly.
Okay.
It's like learning a dance routine,
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't practice each step in isolation, would you?
Right. You'd want to learn like the whole flow.
Yeah, you want to learn the sequence as a whole.
Okay. So it's all about just putting those pieces together, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond just memorizing that sequence.
Oh, okay. So there's more to it.
There's more to it.
Okay.
Imagine you're ordering coffee,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
You've got that phrase, I'd like a coffee, please.
Okay.
It's not just about saying it smoothly.
Okay. So there's more.
It's about being able to adapt it.
Okay.
So I'd like a latte.
Okay.
I'd like a cappuccino.
Got it.
You're building on that core structure.
So you kind of have like a template in your mind
Exactly.
and you can fill in the blanks, basically.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like, okay, I'm really starting to see how this goes way beyond just memorization.
Yeah.
But how can our listeners avoid just parroting phrases
Right.
without truly understanding them?
That's a great question. And that's where active analysis comes in.
Okay.
So don't treat phrases as like fixed units.
Okay.
Break them down, look at each word,
Mm-hmm.
understand the nuances,
Okay.
and then think about how can I adapt this?
Got it.
What makes this formal or informal?
Okay.
How does the tone change if I use a different word?
So it's more about using these phrases as like building blocks
Yeah.
that you can rearrange and experiment with.
Exactly.
Almost like language, Legos, right?
Yes, I love that analogy.
You can build whatever you want.
Exactly. And the best part is
Yeah.
these building blocks are everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Everyday conversations,
Yeah.
movies, podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
they're full of useful phrases.
So I guess it's about actively listening for those phrases and then figuring out how they all fit together.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like you're turning everyday life into this language learning classroom.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. I'm starting to look at language learning in a completely different way now.
It's great to hear.
So I guess to wrap it all up, embracing phrases
Hmm.
instead of just individual words,
Yeah.
that's really the key to sounding more natural and more
Yes.
confident when you're speaking another language.
Absolutely. And as you continue on your language learning journey, think about this.
Okay.
What's a phrase that you've always wanted to use
Hmm.
effortlessly in another language?
Ooh,
Because now you have the tools.
that's a great question. Now I'm going to be thinking about that all day.
Perfect.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.